John, in today's world, there seems to be a vast proliferation of the idea and practice of this concept of meditation. I wanted to know what your thoughts about this are.
I think it's wonderful that so many people are practicing meditation around the world and doing it as a practice. What we have to understand is meditation ultimately is not a practice. The meditation, if you want to call it meditation, yoga, oneness, it's ongoing. It never stops. Your meditation never stops. Meditation never stops. You may stop meditating, but the meditation is always there. Consciousness is always present. Oneness is always operating in the world. There's nothing but oneness. It's nothing but yoga. We just call this oneness yoga. We call it self. We call it whatever it is. So the practices of meditation are there to help remind us of the nature of ourselves, which is only oneness, happiness, completeness, wholeness, fullness. But now the fullness and the wholeness and the completeness doesn't disappear just because I stop meditating. I stop meditating and I go and start identifying with all sorts of things. Doesn't mean to say that the meditation stops. Meditation continues. So in the end, if I'm practicing meditation, then I'm not doing it right. I'm playing a role of meditator. Meditation happens when all the practices stop and all the identification stops. This is when meditation happens. This is when yoga happens. If I think I need to play a role in meditation, then I'm not doing meditation. So as long as the practices are teaching you that, then that's fantastic. But if the practices are getting you stuck in another identification, another role, then it's not doing much good. So the practices need to remind you of the nature of oneness, need to remind you of the nature of yourself, the absolute, the completeness that you are already, with or without the meditation. The hardest thing for the yogi to understand and accept is that ultimately you have to let go all the practices. Because the practices are not needed for you to be yourself. You're already yourself with or without the practice. The practices are there just to remind you of yourself.